Okay, I think we're rolling here. Let's get started. Today I am making meatball appetizers, little about 1 ounce meatballs, and we're going to stuff them with cheddar cheese and pork roll. We're going to put a little New Jersey twist on it. Pork roll is basically, it's a New Jersey thing. It was invented in Trenton, New Jersey, and it's salty, it's tangy, it's delicious. It's basically used as most of the time as a breakfast meat, so to replace bacon or sausage. If you're from Jersey, you know what a pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwich is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use pork roll. And if you can't find it, you can always substitute with pepperoni or whatever meat of your choice, or just leave them cheese stuffed meatballs. I don't care. All right, let's get going. Okay, so here's my basic ingredients. Now, what I've got laid out here is going to start with 3 pounds of hamburger meat, which I have here already ground up and it's set up in my bowl here. If you're starting with 3 pounds of hamburger meat, you're going to end up with about 48 to 50 1 ounce size meatballs. I'll put in the description below ingredients for a smaller batch if you want to use 1 pound of hamburger meat. That's probably going to be more reasonable. I got 3 pounds of the hamburger meat. I got about, I don't know, 6 ounces of cheddar cheese already shredded up. I'm going to be using some pork roll. This, by the way, is pork roll. I got some onion, some fresh herbs from the garden out there. I got some parsley, some thyme, and then we got salt, pepper, garlic powder, mayo, and I also got some smoked paprika. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and I'm just going to eyeball it here. If you like it more garlicky, throw in some more garlic. Fresh ground black pepper, again, maybe about 3/4 of a teaspoon. Got some salt. This is kosher salt. Again, 3/4 of a teaspoon, keeping it simple. I don't need to go too crazy with the salt because pork roll is very salty. So that's going to bring some salt as well. And then smoked paprika. This is sweet. If you like your spicy, you could go with spicy smoked paprika. I personally would like this spicy stuff, but this has to be a crowd pleaser. By the way, I am making this this large batch for going on vacation in a couple weeks, going down to the Outer Banks, and it's a big family event. So I'm making these. I'm going to freeze them. These freeze great, and that way when I get down there, pull snacks, throw them in the oven, good to go. You don't have to worry about doing any prep work when you're there. Now I'm going to take some onion in here, and for this I'm going to go maybe like I don't know, maybe a 1/4 cup of onion. I don't like, in my meatballs, biting on a big chunk of onion, so I'm going to use the fine grate on my grater here, and I'm going to grate it down so it's going to be really, really tiny pieces. So you still get the flavor, but you're not biting into a big chunk of onion. If you've never had pork roll before, it's kind of a substitute for bacon or sausage, like I said, and it's made from ground pork butt, bacon, and white pepper mostly. It's all ground up, mixed up. You can use starter culture. You're going to ferment it for a day, about 30 hours. When you bite into pork roll, you'll know because it's got that tanginess to it. So that's the difference between, say, like a bologna and pork roll. You got that tang. And the nice thing about grating it up so fine is that you don't get those big chunks, and especially if you got kids who don't like the flavor of it, you can kind of sneak it in there and you won't even be able to tell. So this is pork roll. This is stuff that I made myself, but if you buy it at a store, just know that it's pre-cooked. It's already cooked up. I mean, typically when you're making like a pork roll sandwich or a pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwich, you slice up a piece and then you throw it in a frying pan and heat it up. But basically all you're doing is heating it up. It's already cooked. I know that for a fact because I poached it myself. This one I actually also throw into a smoker too, so it does have a little bit of smokiness to it. But it's salty, tangy, delicious. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to slice this up into, I'm going to try to do like little matchstick pieces. So as far as stuffing a meatball goes, it's not rocket science. You take about a golf ball size worth of meat, put it in the palm of your hand, press in a little pocket to hold your pork roll and your cheddar cheese, and just stuff it in there. I use about 3 or 4 small pieces of pork roll, and then just a little pinch of cheddar cheese. The thing is, you don't want to overstuff them. And then you're just going to pinch it closed. Then get it as compact as you can, and form your ball. Move on to the next one. Then it goes into a 375-degree oven for about 16 minutes. And you're going to flip them halfway through, so about 7 or 8 minutes in, give them a flip. If you're doing these from frozen, you're going to want to go about 17, 18 minutes. All right, moment of truth. And before I do, I just want to address this one little topic that I've been avoiding so far, and that is the debate among people from New Jersey between whether you call it pork roll or whether you call it Taylor ham. Depending on where in the state you're from, you either call it one or the other, Taylor ham or pork roll. And I swear I would not be surprised if I learned that marriages were put asunder or lives were lost over the debate. People are diehard. But I'm going to end the debate right now. It is pork roll, definitively. It's why it's in the title of this video, pork roll stuffed meatballs with cheddar. I just wanted to say that right away. Okay, sometimes when you cook them, some of the cheese may seep out a little bit, and that's okay. Don't freak out. Nothing wrong with a meatball with just pork roll in it. It happens. All right, let's give it a try. Oh man, that is some good stuff right there. Man, that definitely elevates the meatball. So coming up for my next vid, since I'm on this whole pork roll kick, I'm gonna be doing pierogies stuffed with pork roll and cheese. I haven't figured out what kind of cheese yet, but I'll fry those up on the Blackstone outside. Until the next time, I appreciate you watching. Bon appetit.